Hey everyone, so today on the channel, I wanted to create a cocktail that was, I thought, perfect timing. I've just finished up watching season 5 of Cobra Kai. And if you haven't watched the episode and the season, and you're anywhere close in age to I am, like I grew up on the original Karate Kid, right? So like when Cobra Kai first came out, I was all for it. I mean, I even grew up in traditional martial arts. I'm like an 8th degree black belt. But that's a story for another time. Anyway, when Cobra Kai first came out, I was all about it. Season 5 just came out. I just finished it up. So I thought it was super fitting to do a cocktail. Well, that's really the only cocktail you can do in honor of Cobra Kai. And that is Tiki Tatsuya's Eagle Fang. I'm Andy. This is Easy Tiki Drinks. So let's do this. So for a little while now, I've been following Tiki Tatsuya out of Austin, Texas on Instagram and looked at all their cocktails that they've posted, and they have looked gorgeous. When they first opened, all I've heard is raving reviews about that place. And if you're in the area, I highly recommend you go check it out. I can't wait to get myself over to Austin and check it out for myself. And when I do, I'll definitely make sure to let you guys know so that I can shake hands, because Cory, the bar manager over at Tiki Tatsuya, has been more than gracious in sharing this recipe for this cocktail. Now, I had seen this cocktail posted on Tiki Tatsuya's Instagram a little while back, but then Hidden Harbor in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is doing their Tiki road trip, and they happened to post the Eagle Fang on their list of cocktails that they were going to be spotlighting and bars that they were going to be visiting. I happen to know Brian, the bar manager over at Hidden Harbor, and I said, hey, I'd love to spotlight the Eagle Fang. I mean, in honor of Cobra Kai. Perfect timing. And he told me, well, Andy, I'd love to share it with you, but I didn't make it. Actually, Cory Starr, the bar manager over at Tiki Tatsuya, did. So, I did what anybody else would do. I reached out to Cory. I messaged him on Instagram, and the dude was super responsive and super nice. I said, look, I'd love to spotlight this cocktail. I think it's perfect timing with the new Cobra Kai coming out. And he said, dude, I'd love to share the recipe. So he shot it over to me. Now, I am going to preface this by telling you there are some ingredients here that are not easy. They're not common ingredients that you have, but they aren't difficult to make regardless. So I figured I'd spotlight it either way. And I mean, how could I not? Now, once we go over the list of ingredients, you're gonna notice that, yes, this cocktail is named after kind of like the dojo, right, in Cobra Kai, but there's a deeper meaning to this. And we'll talk about that a little bit once I go over the ingredients. So for this cocktail, you will need an unaged overproof Jamaican rum. Cory recommends Wray & Nephew or Rum Bar. I am using Wray & Nephew. A bitter Italian aperitivo. Basically, you need Campari. Falernum, I'm using my homemade one. Now Cory uses a faux Falernum using fuss spices at his bar. I don't have that, so I went with my own homemade Falernum. Yellow Fassionola, which is one of those ingredients that you're gonna have to make. Passionfruit Puree, Tangerine Juice, lime juice, and Chinese 5-spice infused Herbstura. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a couple random ingredients in there. But if you take a look at the ingredients and the base list of them and what they really break down to, the Eagle Fang is actually a combination of a junglebird and a Cobra's fang. Cory, you knocked it out of the park with the concept for this cocktail, hands down. I mean, from Eagle Fang inside of Cobra Kai to literally taking a bird, a junglebird, and a Cobra's fang and putting it together, it was a match made in heaven. And man, hats off to you, because the creativity here is just astounding. I know you're probably asking, Andy, how do you make some of these ingredients? How do you make yellow Fassionola? How do you make Chinese 5-spice infused Herbstura? Well, the good news is I've left the directions in the description below, so make sure to check those out. Anyway, let's build this cocktail and then I'll sip on it and tell you what I think. But before I build this cocktail, I wanted to give a shout out to Bear Barrel. Now, they're a new company that had come out with a brand new mixing set that you can buy off of Amazon. Now, they reached out to me and said, hey Andy, would you like to kind of try out our set? And I said, sure, I'll give it a go. Now, they have not sponsored this channel. They did send me the set for free, but other than that, what I'm talking about here is of my own accord. And I'll talk a little bit more about what I feel about the set at the very end of the episode. But if you choose to pick up your own, I have left an Amazon affiliate link in the description below, so feel free to use that link to pick up your own set. Anyway, let's see how we're gonna build this cocktail. So in your mixing tin, you are gonna add 6 dashes of your Chinese 5-spice infused Herbstura, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of tangerine juice, a 1/4 ounce of passionfruit puree, not syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of our yellow Fassionola, half an ounce of our Falernum, three-quarters of an ounce of our Campari, and an ounce and a half of our unaged Overproof Jamaican rum. Then we're gonna add ice to our shaking tin and give it a nice little shake for about 5 to 8 seconds. We're gonna open pour into our Collins glass. Top it off with some more crushed ice. And then we're gonna garnish with pineapple fronds and an edible flower. Oh, and don't forget your straw. So there you have it, Tiki Tatsuya's Eagle Fang. Let's give this a try and see how it tastes. That is a tart and sweet and slightly bitter cocktail that kind of plays very, very well with that kind of sweet, sour, bitter Venn diagram. Definitely going more in the sour kind of tart realm than anything else. If you like tiki cocktails, but you don't want them to be overly sweet, if you want to try Campari, but you don't want something that's too bitter, I highly recommend making this cocktail because it is delicious. So how are all the ingredients kind of playing together in this thing? Well, first of all, we get the acidity from the lime. We definitely get that spice from that 5-spice infused Herbstura. I mean, it's 6 dashes. That's a lot. And then that tangerine juice is adding a nice kind of acidic orange flavor. It's not quite orange. It's not quite lime. It's like somewhere in between the two, but it really plays nicely with the lime juice. That Passionfruit Puree, even though it's only a 1/4 ounce, is doing a lot of heavy lifting and bringing up the tartness and kind of that puckering flavor, not sour, but tart of this cocktail. That yellow Fassionola is bomb. It tastes like a mango, banana, pineapple smoothie all in one. And I now need to figure out what other cocktails I can make with this because I've got a bunch of it and I don't want it to go to waste. Then we've got the Falernum, which is adding another level of spice to this cocktail, which is really, really well. And then that Campari. It's a 3/4 of an ounce, which in the junglebird is kind of tempered by the 1.5 ounces or 3 ounces, depending upon your spec, of pineapple juice. Here, it's almost like that bitterness is just a lingering back note that dries out the palate, making you want more. But the bitterness is not up front at all. And so really, if you don't like Campari but want to start getting used to it, I highly recommend trying it in this cocktail because it is super well balanced. And then that unaged Overproof Jamaican rum is doing a great job of kind of adding to this kind of fruit salad mix that we've got going on while definitely being present with the rum. It's a really great cocktail and I'm so glad. And Cory, thank you so much for sharing it with me. I'm really happy and I'm so happy that I get to share this with everybody else because from creativity to taste, I think this is a dynamite cocktail. Let's move on to the mixing set. What do I think about it? I think it's a great mixing set, especially for a home bartender. The price that you can get it for, it's a 45-piece set that comes with 2 shaking tins, a jigger, a muddler, a spoon, a hawthorn strainer, a fine mesh strainer, a pair of tongs, 3 speed pours, a bottle opener. Like, it's got a bunch of stuff in it. For the price on Amazon, it is hands down probably the best value out there. And one of the things that I really like about this set is how well the tins nest into each other. Like, this is not coming apart. So if you've ever been afraid of kind of like shaking with a Boston shaker and it flying apart on you, I highly recommend getting the bare barrel set because, well, it nests really well. If Boston shakers aren't your jam, they do also sell a cobbler shaker, so feel free to pick that one up as well. Well, that's it for today's episode, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed it. I want to give a shout out to Cory, Starr, and Tiki Tatsuya because, guys, you make some killer cocktails, so thank you for letting me share this. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click that little notification bell. Make sure to go over to Instagram, like me over there at Easy Tiki Drinks. I have not been super involved in TikTok. I just haven't had time to make some videos, so I apologize. Maybe I'll get back to it, maybe I won't. If you want to see me on TikTok, drop a comment below. I guess I can start it back up if enough you ask for it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, take it easy.